Shalom. Excuse me. Shalom, giving all praises to Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shem Kodash. Giving all praises to Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shem Kodash. It's 5:42 in the morning. Today's date is February 16, 2023. Hopeful year of that all prophecies from the past, that all prophecies of Yahweh Shem Yahweh come to pass, which I don't think is all the prophecies going to come to pass this year. But anyway, I'm going to entitle this video, You Heard It First from the Men of GMS, starting from the apostles on down, through the power and spirit of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem Kodash. Guillotines in the news. Revelation 20, verse 4. Guillotines are prophesied in Revelation 20, verse 4. So I can use any of those phrases as a topic. Revelation 20, verse 4 proves that they will use guillotines on the saints. Another topic. You heard it first here at Great Millstone. I recently did a couple of videos within the last month or so. If you check my videos, I talked about guillotines and how they're going to use guillotines to, if you do not accept the charagma, which is not sin, they're not going to chop your head off because they try to make you commit sin and you say, I'm not going to commit sin. And then they chop your head off. It doesn't work that way. Or knock on your door. What sins did you commit today? You don't have no sins that you committed and it's not documented and recorded. They're going to chop your head off. Sounds stupid. That's why the last video I did, I used the word stupid. You know, basically, if you believe or you teach that Revelation 13 and 16 is sin, then you're stupid. And I say without any apology, you're just plain stupid, or you took the bag. Either way, the Most High is truly not dealing with you. And besides being stupid, if you say you're not stupid, you can't call me stupid. I'm not stupid. Then you sold out. Then you know that we're saying is the truth. You're privy to what the truth is. The GMS teaches about the charagma, and now been teaching, but we've been teaching that. Go back years, check our videos years. We went through, gone through videos dealing with the guillotines. So you have a video that was put up by the beloved brother, up and coming elder in the New York GMS, New York main camp. And it's entitled "This GMS Watchman Reality." Trump says he will bring back guillotines to behead if reelected as president. Now, why would he bring back guillotines? Because he has to fulfill the prophecy of Revelation 20, verse 4, the ones of you that do not accept the chip. And that doesn't mean all of us is going to get our head chopped off. Some of you will experience Revelation 2:10. They shall cast you, the devil shall cast you into prison for 10 days. Be thou faithful unto death, and ultimately you get a crown of glory. So you got all these different Israelite groups out here. That's a lot of these guys watch YouTube videos of former One West camps, and they kind of, instead of joining the camp, they said, "Let me set up my own thing." And like we've gone back and forth with the Wi-Fi and other camps. If we're going to find out who the true men of the Most High are, based on the fact whether you take that charagma or not. Now, it looks like you're going to have a choice. You can take the charagma, or you can be beheaded, and that's going to make people think. You said, "Man, I don't want to die." And guess what? Your kids are going to be beheaded. Can maybe your wife. So you're going to rationalize in your simple ass mind, well, let me take the chip, and then I can ask the Most High to forgive me. That way I don't get my head chopped off, and I can eat, and my family can eat. So this is going to be the, you know, the point of no return. This is going to be the, the point of the truth is going to hit you right in the face. Reality, well, in the reality is going to hit you right in the face. You're going to be saying, "Oh shit, GMS was right," because they will set up charagma stations, because I don't think hospitals can just handle all that, because it's going to be a mandate that everybody, it'll start off as a voluntary thing, and then it'll quickly become a mandated thing. And like I said, the hospitals would be too overwhelmed, so they would have to, you know, give license to tattoo people, and maybe other people that want to go train to put. That's what I see. I'm not saying that's going to happen in that way, but it's going to happen something like, and sometimes something like that. But they're going to get them out quick, especially when they mandate them, and you'll have time to think about it. You still be able to buy and sell, use your credit card, use the QR code on your smartphone. But then all that's going to be thrown out the window, and it's going to be one thing: you have to get charagma. Now, like I said in a previous video that I did maybe a week ago, that maybe a couple day or two ago, that you're gonna have people living under the bridge that they don't buy and sell in the supermarket. They'll eat out of garbage cans and so forth. But then they do ask for money. So what do you think these homeless people do with the money? They go to stores and they buy things. So there's going to be a point where, your money's no good here. You got to get a charagma. And they'll probably entice them by saying, "We'll give you a place to live," and this, that, and the other. Now you have people in remote parts of this planet that live on islands. They live like they don't know what a TV set is. They're not going to get it unless they become a part of the society. So this, like I said in previous videos, this prophecy has to come to pass before the deliverance, before the destruction, and before the kingdom comes. This has to come to pass. The Most High said it was going to come to pass. He showed John, the apostle, on the Isle of Patmos. He showed people getting lining up and sitting down and getting karate, but he actually saw it. So he wrote about it. Did he understand what it? He didn't. He didn't understand what it was, what he saw, but he wrote it down. He saw it vividly, and he also saw Revelation 20 verse 4 come to pass. He saw people having their heads put under guillotine and having their heads chopped off. Reality is going to hit you in the face. When reality hits you in the face, you're going to say the men of GMS were right. The Roman officer, when the Lord was on the cross and there was darkness, he made a statement. When the Lord was on the cross, he said, surely this truly this is the Son of God. And it most likely was a Jake, because you had Jake soldiers, you had Jake centurions. Matter of fact, Jake went all the way up to the Caesars. So he said, man, this is the man of God. This is the Son of the Lord. Truly, this is the son of the Lord. So the same thing with us, you're going to say, truly, the men of GMS are the true men of the Most High. Then it shall be known who am I chosen. Then it shall be known a prophet or prophets have been among them. Reality. Trump says he will bring back guillotine to behead if reelected as president. So most likely he'll get into office again. So now if he gets back in the office, he makes the he brings it out in the form of an executive order, because Democrats are not going to be with that. So you have a thing called executive order. That's how you bypass Congress. And the next president after him can repeal that executive order. So it's going to get so bad in this country and around the world that they're going to have to kill a lot of people. And in the midst of that, you're going to have a lot of people that's not going to want to accept that charagma too, mainly the elect members of the Most High. So he's going to come up with a plan. We got to do something. Things are out of control. Too much chaos. We're going to have to start, summarily putting people to death. You have a prison system. There's one story I was listening to D.L. Hughley. He was on the Breakfast Club, and they were talking about California, how they let go. I think it was 19,000 people out of the prison systems in California. I don't know if it was one prison or the whole system. He said with the system, he said they had to let 19,000 go. When Arnold Schwarzenegger was governor, he let so many thousands of people go, because they set up the prison system, as a reaction or solution to a problem. Okay, let's lock them up. So now they have a new problem. They got too many people in the system. And so you got to feed those people. You got to, what did they say? I think it's, at one time it was like 60,000 to house one prisoner. So you go 60,000 times a million, that's a lot of money. So that whole prison system is backfiring on them. Oh, on death row, anybody that goes on death row, if you are found guilty and you're on death row this year, 2023, you probably won't get put to death until, man, about 2043. So you just got them sitting there on death row. So if, or should I say when, because it's all fingers are pointing to Trump being the next guy, and because he was he was this guy, what's this guy? Not Julius Caesar. Can't even think of his name. Damn, can't even think of his name. Not Tiberius, not Julius. Can't even think of this guy's name. He came before he came on the scene before the year the four emperors. Nero. Nero. And I said this in previous videos that Trump is Nero coming back. He was Nero in his previous life. As you know, you come here multiple times, but he has the same spirit. He looks like Nero. He looks like Nero. Go to Google and put in Nero, Emperor Nero. You'll see a bust of Nero. Then you see a image or picture of Trump. Look exactly the same, except Nero had a chin beard. Same fat, puffy face. The hair is the same. Just look it up. And even in the media, they compare. Like if you say, if Trump was a Caesar, which Caesar would he be? And they all say this, point to the same guy. He would be Nero. They don't even realize that they're correct. Reincarnation. So when you go into the history of the apostles being put to death, the apostle Paul was put to death during the reign of Nero. So he ultimately signed off on it. And the way the apostle Paul got put to death was he was beheaded. So if this guy Trump becomes president again, which is Caesar again, Nero coming back, he would he would have to come in and unless Biden drops dead and Kamala Harris drops dead or they get impeached or whatever the case is, and they do a like an emergency election and they get him in there, that could happen. But other than that, he would have to wait until 2025. So if he becomes the president again and he, you know, declares an executive order for guillotines to be like a punishment, federal crime or whatever punishment, to chop the damn head off. That would have to happen in what? Sometime in mid 2025. Because you find out who the new president's going to be in 2024 on November 5th, right? 2024. And then you go in, you're sworn in on January 20th. That would be 2025. So let's say as soon as he gets into office, all hell all hell is breaking loose around the world. He did the first act is a declaration to chop people's head off in the form of an executive order. We're still going to go through the whole 2023, whole 2024, and the beginning of 2025. So I don't think we're getting out. I don't think we're going to be delivered anytime soon. When I say that, I mean, you know, hope. Well, if when they set up the guillotines, um, we can pretty much say that everything gonna move quick. So we may be out of here sometime in 2025. So put your put your seatbelt on. Got to deal with the whole 2023, according to this information, and you're gonna have to deal with the whole of 2024. So we're gonna be here at least another two plus years, maybe longer. Because when he gets in office, he's gonna move fast. Okay, so this is what I did. Just watch the video. So let me do this. And you have to watch this video here. Let me see. Okay, this is one video breaking 3 chemical spills mass experimentation. They're talking about this chemical spill or this derailment in Ohio, but there's actually 2 more of them in other states. So what I'll do is I'll leave the link in the description box if I remember for this one. And you got to watch this video. The Karak is mentioned 16 plus 1 times in this article. And I was going to originally put this on YouTube, but I said if I put this on YouTube, they may take it down. So now let's go here. I put in Trump says he will bring back guillotines. This is as of yesterday. Vanity Fair report Trump wants to bring back hangings and firing squads in his second term, is thinking about guillotines too. This is from Vanity Fair. And also he said group executions, meaning you're going to take maybe 20 people and just kill them all at once. And this is going to be a fulfillment of all hell breaking loose. Micah 5 and 7, Second Ezra's chapter 15, Second Ezra's chapter 15. They should be like madmen sparing none. Insider. Trump has been asking advisors about firing squads, guillotines. So if you're going to run on guillotines, I'm going to bring guillotine back and firing squad. That means all hell's breaking loose. So they're going to say, we got to do something. We got to bring order back. So let's put Trump in here. And Biden's talking about running again. Biden ain't going nowhere. He ain't going nowhere. He's too goddamn old. Trump reportedly wants to bring back firing squads, guillotines, and mass executions. There's another article where it says group executions, where they get about 50 people and they just kill them. Have a way, because it's quicker than the guillotine. Guillotine, you got to take them one at a time. Or he might have a thing where you might have a 200 guillotines set up, and you get the 200, chop the damn head off, take the organs. Let's go to the next 200. And that's the time of Jacob's trouble, by the way. And that's the time when that, see, we want this to happen because we want them to hurry up and make the Karagma mandatory and establish, set up through an executive order, the guillotines, because when that happens, salvation, that's a fulfillment of Daniel, the 12th chapter. In that time, thy people shall be delivered. Trump reportedly wants to bring back firing squad, guillotine, mass executions. This was 2 days ago. Trump 2004. So he's gonna probably run on this. I say we bring back the guillotines and firing squads. Use firing squads, group execution for death. Trump's plan for a second term reportedly includes firing squads. Is Trump planning to reinstate firing squads and group executions? Heads could roll, literally. Trump allegedly musing about, as you read the article, it'll mention guillotines. And that was, this one was 11 hours ago. This one was 2 days ago. That one day ago, Donald Trump has talked about bringing back the guillotines. Trump is stalking me, talks about execution squads, guillotines 13 hours ago. Trump reportedly wants to bring back firing squads and guillotines. See, it's hard on them. They bugged out. They much study have made them mad. They're talking about guillotines. What the hell they talking about? They going off. Okay. The New York Times. We all know about the New York Times. Well-respected paper. Review. The Storm is Here by Luke Mogelson. You hear traitors to the guillotine and light and kill Mike Pence. Yeah, because they wanted to hang Mike Pence. Donald Trump came to town in 2016. He told us he was going to bring back Vanity Fair. We read that on the other page. Report Trump wants to bring back hangings and firing squads in his second term. So this is one of his campaign promises. Is thinking about guillotines too. Okay, this is Snoops. Is Trump planning to reinstate firing squads, group executions, and guillotines? Let me click on this. They'll either say true or false. Is Trump planning to reinstate firing squads and group executions if reelected in 2004? Let me try something here. Okay, so here it is. Did a word find? The articles, anonymous sources mentioned several supposed ideas that had been floated by Trump, including expanding the use of the federal death penalty and bringing back banned methods of execution, possibly televising videos of execution. Yeah, they could put that on pay per view. Bringing back hangings and guillotines, and even creating a flashy government backed video ad campaign to promote the plans. It is also mentioned the former president's record of federal executions during his term in the White House. Okay, so now you can't say, well, Tahar and GMS, they booked out. They're saying that. I gave you the New York Times. The New York Times been around for hundreds of years. 100 years, I don't know. It's a well-respected newspaper around the world. These top individuals, these old white men in suits, they all read the New York Times. Them good old boys wanted to hang Pence, the vice president. Hang Pence. They put up somebody put up a noose. They said we're going to use this noose to hang Pence. So there's going to be a major shift, man. So keep your eyes on Trump. Keep your eyes on Trump. So now let me give you a couple of precepts. It says that anybody that doesn't take it in Revelation 13 is going to be put to death. Not all of us will be put to death, but some of us. So you got to get in your mind, you're gonna be facing death for this truth, for the namesake of the Lord. So these guys that are out there on the highways and the byways, putting up these videos, they're gonna change their tune, because they're not gonna say, "Nah, put me to death." So you got to get in the mindset that you're gonna be put to death for this truth, and that's the ultimate test. Okay, let's go to Revelation 2. Fear none of those things which thou shalt suffer. Behold, the devil shall cast some of you into prison, that ye may be tried, and ye shall have tribulation 10 days. Be thou faithful unto death. Because some of us will be put to death. Some of us will be locked up and let go. And I will give thee a what? A crown of life. So he's talking to all the seven churches of Asia Minor, which The seven church, the people of the seven churches of Asia Minor are back here today. Everything is reincarnated. It says, "Be thou faithful unto death, and I will give thee a crown of life." Let me click on that word crown. See, the Apostle Paul, he made a statement. It'll come up because he mentions the word crown. Because if you put to death, you're going to come back. Everything going to move quick. When they push that charagma, they start chopping heads off, pursuant to Revelation 20, verse 4, we should be out of there, be out of here in the next coming months. So guess what? You be put to death, you go before the Father, and then you're going to be resurrected again any daggone way. Okay, give me a second. Okay, Steph and Nos. So I guess Stephen means crown. A crown, a mark of royal or in general exalted rank. The wreath of or garland, the wreath or garland, which was given as a prize to victors in public games. Metaphorically, the eternal blessedness which will be given as a prize to the genuine servants of the Most High. If you take that charagma because you don't want to get your head chopped off, or you don't want to be locked up, or you can't eat and your kids can't eat, guess what? You ain't gonna get a crown until you die and come back. Which is the reward of righteousness, that which is an ornament and honor to one. So let's get some of these precepts. The word crown occurs 18 times in 18 verses. They put the crown of thorns on our Lord's head to make mockery of him. And all these guys that was involved in that, they're gonna be the first to get jacked up. Right, and they here again they made mockery of him. They put purple on him and put a crown of thorns on his head. They said, Hell King. They're making mockery of him. So when Yahweh Shai comes back with the angels, it's the scriptures say he shall travail as a woman. He shall scream like a woman in travail. I'm merely paraphrasing. He's going to be like a bear bereaved of his cubs. First Corinthians 9, verse 25. And every man that striveth for the mastery is temperate in all things, meaning everything. Your first priority is this truth. Your wife, your children, your family, your mother, your job, all that comes after the Most High. Now they do it to obtain a corruptible crown, but we an incorruptible, everlasting crown. There was a man taller than the rest that gave out crowns. What is that? Second Ezra 2, verse around about the 42nd verse. Second Timothy 4, verse 8. Henceforth, matter of fact, let me do this. All right, I'll start the fifth verse. It says, now this, and I'm going to go to the commentary just to see what they say. See, Paul was already found guilty. He was on trial under the Roman rulership, and he was found guilty of sedition. So the sentence was death. Now they killed Peter. He was also found guilty of sedition, because the way the Roman authorities looked at it is, we got a leader that's going to come and kill the Caesar, and he's going to sit on his throne. But this is a spiritual thing. This is a spiritual thing. See, Esau looks at everything on a tangible, something that you can touch and see. They're not spiritual people. So I'm gonna go into it. I'm gonna go to the commentary. It says, "But watch thou in all things, endure afflictions, do the work of an evangelist, make full proof of what? Thy ministry. For I am now ready to be offered, and the time of my departure is at hand." Because he was already found guilty. So they said, "You're guilty, and the sentence is death, and you will report before the authorities 1 month from now." So when you go into the history, he lived in an apartment, and they had him under house arrest. They had Roman guards locked him in, and he couldn't eat or anything. But what happened was, when you go into the history, the saints would bring him food, but he couldn't go out. And on the day that he was to be, executed, they opened the doors and they let him, and they said, "You are hereby now being sentenced of execution by beheading for the charges of sedition." Put his head down, he chopped his head off. And he went, he didn't escape. Now, the history also says that when Peter was sentenced, he ran away. This is not in the scriptures, all right? This is what the history says. And that he saw Yahushua. He was running one way, and Yahushua was coming another way. And he said, "Yahushua, what you doing here? What you doing?" He said, I'm going back over there, and I'm gonna get executed by the Romans again." So this is history. This is not in the book. This is not. I'm not saying that this is part of scripture. This is history. All right. So I forget who wrote the story. I found out about this a long time ago. So you know what happened? Just like when he denied the Lord thrice, he had that same feeling, and he felt bad, and he turned around and he walked back and he accepted his death. And then he said, don't hang me like my Lord, because my Lord, I'm not on his level. Hang me upside down. And the reason why they didn't crucify the Apostle Paul, because he was a Roman citizen. Because crucifixion was a heinous way of dying, and it was given to people less than a Roman citizen. So they had to show some type of respect, because he was a Roman, and he used it. He used the fact that he was a Roman citizen. Was that Acts 21? And as Paul was being led to the castle, that's when he pulled out his Roman citizen card. Then you got these stupid ass Christians. Well, the Apostle Paul was a Roman. That means he was a white man. No, you dummy. That means he was a Roman citizen. For I am now ready to be offered, and the time of my departure is at hand. I have fought a good fight. In other words, he didn't waver. You guys, let me tell you something. You guys that have fallen off, went back into the world, stopped doing this work. First thing you're going to do is you're going to accept that charagma. And you be good. You be good. You'll be able to shop, eat. Your kids are gonna eat. Your wife's gonna eat. Everybody be happy. Everybody in the household will be happy with your chips. But then when the destruction comes, because you had in your mind the Lord ain't coming back. Ain't no time. So he ain't coming back in my lifetime. The Lord's gonna come, the missile's gonna come. You're gonna call on the name of the Most High, Yahweh Shem Yahushai, and you ain't gonna get delivered. You ain't gonna get delivered. That's why the scriptures say, give diligence to make thy calling and election sure. You can't play games with this truth, man. All you groups out there, you're going to say, the ministry of the elders and the apostles of GMS was right. I have fought a good fight. I have finished my course. I have kept the faith. He didn't fall off. He didn't take his hand off the plow. Henceforth, there is laid up for me a crown of righteousness, which Yahweh, the righteous judge, shall give me at that day. What day is that? That's when that's what Ezra saw, Second Ezra chapter 2. And not to me only, but unto all them also that love his appearing, that look forward to his appearing. So let me do this. Let me pull out this verse and let me go to the commentary. Okay, I'm right here. Okay, good. The commentary's right here. Let's see what the commentary says. Okay, I want to go to the shortest one. And while I'm looking, I'm going to say, all praises to Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua Ba'ashem Akakwadash. Okay, let me see what these people say. It's a nice long one. Let's try this one. Bengals Nomen. I guess the G is silent. Okay, a course which should influence Timothy to the discharge of his duty. So Timothy took the place of Paul. So Paul made that little speech to them. And then he spoke about how some of them have went back into the world and fell off. The departure and the final blessedness of Paul, the end crowns the work, as the time was uh, indicated to Peter, knowing that shortly I must put off this my tabernacle, even as our Lord Yahushua has showed me. So what was Peter saying? He was saying, I'm gonna have to die just like the Lord. The Lord showed me I'm gonna die. You know what I'm gonna do? Let me do this. Let me do this. Just to see if I'm correct on what I'm thinking in my mind. Let me go to another tab here. Go to the tab. Okay, let me go here. Okay, let me go. Where the hell is okay, boom. I want to read a couple of verses above this. Let me try this. Bear me for a minute. Oh, he says, give diligence and make that call and election sure. Yeah, I think it meet as long as I am in this tabernacle, in this body, to stir you up by putting you in remembrance, knowing that shortly I must put off this my tabernacle, my human flesh, meaning he knew he was going to die, even as our Lord Yahweh Shai have showed me. Moreover, I will endeavor that ye may be able after my decease to have these things always in remembrance. So just like the Apostle Paul, excuse me, Peter said the same thing. I'm getting ready to die. And sentence me to death for treason, you can call it, sedition. So he left them words with the other saints. And the Apostle Paul left it with Timothy. He said, Timothy, I'm going to die. You're going to have to sit in my seat of leadership. Okay, let me see. I'm sorry. Let me see. It said, so also to Paul, and poured out as a libation, a drink, I am ready to be offered. Note his converts were to sacrifice or offerings. He, the minister of officiating, and his blood, the libation, or the like you pour out a drink offering, to be poured on the sacrifice. I wanted to get the part where he was sentenced to death by the Romans. I don't think that's in here. Bear me for a minute. Okay, let me try right here. My departure, another thought and phrase from the same time and letter. I am hemmed in on both sides, my own desire tending towards this to depart, right, go into the spiritual world and to be with the Messiah. The metaphor of verb, these blah, 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 blah. The servant looks out eagerly, not merely at the moment of his return being due, but from the moment of his departure from the feast being due. Clement of Rome connects this word used for death with journey, right? Because he said departure, used for life. Blessed are the elders who have taken the journey before us, and that they had their departure journey in in, in mature and fruitful age. Anyway, he was talking about his death. He was being sentenced by the Roman authorities. Just give you the book of Romans. So anyway, let's go back. So Paul spoke about getting that crown, right? Well, guess what? Paul had to come back. Paul had to come back many a times. He's either here among us now or he's in the spiritual realm. So if Paul is here among us now, he will most likely get his head chopped off again. Not all of us will get our heads chopped off. Some of you be locked up, while others will be you'll be crying, "Oh my goodness, they chopped his head off," and they put it on pay-per-view. It's gonna be hot, man. It's gonna be hot. This go around, and it makes all the sense in the world that Trump could be back in there. That's truly the Teflon Don. You know how much shit they got on this guy to lock his ass up, but they can't lock him up because he's Nero, baby. You can't lock up Nero. Satan is with Satan is with Nero, man, and the Most High is with Nero. He got to fulfill prophecy. Because that guillotine thing, executions and guillotine, mass executions and group executions, that doesn't sound right coming out of a Democrat's mouth. This just doesn't sound right. But it makes sense if it's coming out of a Republican's mouth, especially a Republican like Donald J. Trump, which he used to be a Democrat. It's going to get hot, man. This is going to be the ultimate test, man. The ultimate test is you're going to do what the authorities say to do, or we're going to chop your motherfucking head off. Real talk. So I see a lot of you guys say, "Oh, man, I don't know, I can't eat, man. My wife is mad at me. She went out there and snuck on me and got herself chipped and got the kids chipped. Let me go ahead and get chipped myself." That's what a lot of you, and besides, that ain't you can ask for forgiveness. No, you can't. No, you can't. You can't ask for no forgiveness. Once you get that charagma in you, that's it, man. Well, I can pull it out. Well, the most I can make it when you can't pull it out. So reality is gonna hit you dead in the face, Joker. It's gonna get real out here. So let's enjoy the 2023 and possibly 2024. Based on my analysis as a seer of the Most High, seer meaning to see. Prophets are known as seers because they saw things before they happened. So I'm painting a picture, a scenario in my mind. So based upon Trump being a guy that pushes it, he's saying he's pushing it now. He's running on the fact that I'm going to bring back old-fashioned executions. So enjoy yourself for 2023, 2024, and get ready to die. Get your head chopped off in 2025. Let's see how that scenario goes. Okay, so now where am I? So this is the great testing. This subject keeps coming up because this is the next main thing. We may sound like a broken record, but this is the main thing that's coming up. Revelation 3, verse 10. Because thou hast kept the word of my patience, even in the face of death, I also will keep thee from the hour of temptation, which shall come upon the whole world. The word world, oikomeni, means the whole entire earth, to try them that dwell upon the earth. That word there is gi, gi. That's where you get the word gia or geo, meaning the whole earth. So it says hour of temptation, right? Now let's go. We did this before. NLT. Because you have obeyed my command to persevere, keep teaching this truth, don't not turn your back on the plow. All you guys that be them taking them disappearing for 2-3 years, you're gonna get the chip for sure. I will protect you from the great time of testing. So, what is the great time of testing? The ultimate test is whether you're going to take the charagma or not. And for some of you, if you do not take the charagma, the sentence, well, if you do not take the charagma, because they'll probably bring out some scenario. If you don't have it, that means they probably have the C19 in it where you need it, and we don't know. We don't know all the details. The main thing that's going to be used for buying and selling, your medical records are going to be in there, your driver's license. When the police stop you, you put out your right hand, he scans it, and the picture comes up of you, what your social security number, whatever. How many traffic stops did you get? How many tickets do you got? Do you have felonies on you? Warrants or anything? They get all that through your chip. So it's not just going to be for buying and selling. But when you use a chip every day, people buy and sell every day, right? People get gas for their cars, they buy food, they buy clothes, they go to the movies, they go over here, you go on the train, you're using your chip. So that's why I said buying and selling. Even a Snicker bar. You want candy? You want Snicker bar? Inside joke. Because you have obeyed my command to persevere. I'm sorry. I'm gonna look that word up. I will protect you from the great time of testing. The great time of testing is when they introduce the charagma to the world. That will come upon the whole world to test those who belong to this world, who are not written in the Lamb's Book of Life. If you're written in the Lamb's Book of Life, you're not going to accept it. The ones of you that are written in the Lamb's Book of Life, are some of you going to be put to death? Yes. Can I be put to death? Yes. And am I ready for it? Hell yeah. Chop my motherfucking head off. Because when I go to the spiritual realm, I'm going before the Father. I'm going to get to meet Abba Bivens, King Mashar, Yaikwab, all the saints, man. All the saints. And I'll be in that lineup rooting on the saints that are down here on the earth. Revelation, what is that? Revelation 6, verse 9. As soon as they go up into the spiritual realm, they argue, Lord, when you going to fuck these devils up down here? So it's going to be hot. It's going to be hot. Look, 2023 has been a mild 2022, 2023. It's a mid-February, right? I got the window wide open. It feels like a spring day. Yesterday, in my car, the temperature reading, outside temperature, do you know it went up to 65 degrees? Mid-February, no sign of snow. Now there could be a big major snowstorm next week, 2 weeks from now. We can start getting snow and cold in March. But this shit, I never experienced. I don't ever remember experiencing this type of weather in mid-February, man. It's been a mild winter. All praises to Yahweh by Hashem Yahushua. And 2022 been pretty mild. 2023 will be pretty mild, but shit is going to heat up. 2024, 2025. But like I said, let's hope that everything happens that we out here in 2023. I don't think we're going to be out of here in 2023. So fasten your seatbelts. Now, I don't have to go to the main scripture, which is Revelation, what is it, 13. We already know that by heart. Let me go back to Revelation 2:10. Revelation 2:10. Okay, it says, be faithful unto death. Even, let me read, this is in the NLT. Don't be afraid of what you are about to suffer. The devil, which are the government authorities, will throw some of you into prison to test you. They go to test again. You will suffer for 10 days, but if you remain faithful, even, what does it mean to remain faithful? Ultimately, don't take that charagma. Even when facing death, I will give you the crown of life. So now let's deal with this word death. G 2288. Thanos, I think of the death of the body, that separation, whether natural or violent. You know, you get old and die, or you get stabbed up, or struck by lightning, hit by a car, shot of the soul and the body, by which the life on earth is ended, with the implied idea of future misery in hell, which they go off on that. Hell is the grave, the power of death. That's all. There's no big deal. Death means death. This is why you read about Jacob's trouble, Jeremiah 30:7 and Daniel 12, when it speaks about the Lord coming to deliver you. So, you know, in closing, I'm going to say 2023 is pretty much, should be a pretty mild year. 2024 should be pretty much mild. 2025 should be the year when all hell breaks loose. To be honest, I don't see us being out of here this year. I don't see us being out of here in 2024. Let's hope for 2025. Let's hope this year, though. You got to take this thing seriously, man. The ones of you that have turned your back on the plow, it's not going to end up good for you. It's not going to end good for you, man. And you men out there that's on the highways and the byways, that's all the camps, man. You know, you see GMS, and as soon as we make a video on the charagma, which that's one of the main topics that we're on, because this is the next major thing that's going to happen, you should really consider, well, wait a minute, man. Tahar been in this thing for over 30 years. Kabab been in this thing for over 30 years. And the rest of them guys been, you know, the bishops and them, they've been in this thing for 20 plus years. And they've been teaching in the cold. They go out in the winter. They go out in the cold. They go out when it's hot. Even hot. The worst season to me is the summer. I'll take winter over summer any day to be out there in the street. All you got to do is bundle up in the cold. But that summer, boy, I said that. I wish that spring is good and fall is good. And it began in winter. So you see us out there and you see us constantly doing videos. But you deem us as niggas. Here we constantly doing videos. Sometimes I'll do 3 videos in one day, 4 videos in one day. Every time I go to my notifications, there's always brothers putting up videos, man. Apostle Reinblob, the bishops, the elders, the state elders. They're always doing videos, man. And most of the time we go into this main subject a lot. So this is I'm putting more spaghetti on your plate, so to speak. That's an Italian saying. Let me put some more spaghetti on your plate. Brother, the notification came out of the brother, the guillotines, right in there. The main reason why they're gonna use them guillotines is because you don't want to accept that charagma. So you men that come against us, you should really consider whether we're telling the truth or not. You should go on and fast. You should pray to the Most High. Because what you're doing the same thing the Apostle Paul did. You're kicking against the pricks. The Lord said, why doest thou kicketh against the pricks? And you're not fighting against us. You're fighting against the Most High. Acts 5:38, you're fighting against the Most High. Was it Alexander the coppersmith, if I'm not mistaken? Paul cursed him out, put a curse on him because he resisted his words, man. The scriptures speak about the apostles' doctrine, which is the Yahweh B'Hashem Yahushai's doctrine given to us on earth. We're in a position of Yahweh Shai. We're the master's position, we're in that position. Not saying we're masters or nothing like that, but we're in his position. Read Matthew, the 10th chapter. Read the whole chapter. That's a beautiful chapter. I got to do a video on that. That Matthew's the 25th. Matthew's the 10th chapter is a beautiful chapter because he says, "Look, you're going to take my seat, the seat that I'm in as a master. You're going to be in my seat. So I went through hell with the Romans. You're going to go through hell with the Romans. And we're going to go through hell again. The devil shall come down having great wrath because he knoweth he have but a short time." What does that mean? He knows that the Most High is coming to get him. So he's going to try to move fast to keep his kingdom going. Anyway, with that, I'm going to say shalom. On to the next one. Shalom.